my boy. He's went down from, I think in 5 months, he was almost 18 pounds. And the last time I took him into the vet, when we thought he had the ringworm, which was, I don't know, 2-3 weeks back, he went down to 13, less than 13.5 pounds. So, he lost over 5 pounds in less than 5 months, or around 5 months, which is kind of scary. And you can see him, if you compare other videos and pictures to now, he's gotten quite skinny. Mama is actually starting to gain some weight back. I've upped their food from 1 3/4 cups. I think it's 1 3/4 or 1 1/3. I don't know what it, I think they're both the same. I don't know because I'm not a mathematician and I'm not very good at math. I've noticed she's gained some weight back. Because she is down to, I think they said she was at 10 pounds, which is really small compared to what she's been in her whole life. I mean, she was 23 pounds at one point in her life. And this little girl, Aria, who just went into the bathroom, this little girl, she is 11 pounds. So she is in between Mama and Hope. Even though she's got a smaller body, she's got a little bit more weight on her than Mama does, a whole pound, which for kitty cats, that can be significant. She's looking so beautiful. Their hair is growing back way too fast, though. I needed it to stay short longer, but we're getting down to the quickness of the hair growing back, and going to be dealing with a lot of hair. But my boy, I want to show you guys what I mean by how skinny he is. I know it's hard to tell on the camera, but he is thin. I can put my hand around his back part right there where his butt starts and grab him. Watch, I can do this, which I've never been able to do that before because he was so big. And I'm just nervous about it, worried about him since he is 10 years old. And I just pray he's going to be okay. I really need him to be okay. He's my baby. Anyway, just thought I'd do a quick video tonight of the kids and how they're looking now that their hair is growing out. And yes, I said for a quick second we had a scare of ringworm, and it was negative. What I believe happened is, so this stove is a glass top, a glass top stove. And I don't like gas, but I also am having difficulty with my kitties. They get on the counters. That's their thing. They get on the counters, and I'm not trying to keep them off because it's too difficult. I would be fighting them constantly. When we lived in the camper, they were allowed to get on the counters in the camper. And then in our first apartment together as a family, not me, but the kids and I, they were able to get on the counters over there. So I'm not able to break them from getting on the counters. It's just not possible. And I don't really care if they're on the counters. I clean my counters every day. I'm very clean. I take good care of my property. And so anyway, so this stove, when I cook on it, I take a pan like this one here, when it's not got the aluminum foil on it, and I cover the burner with the pan, and then I'll stick a pot or something on top of it to deter them from climbing on the stove while it's still hot. Well, one day I kind of just forgot about it, and I turned the stove off, and it wasn't completely super hot, but it was hot enough that I believe he got burnt. So not on his feet, but one of his little nipples had a ring around it, a sore around it, and that was like maybe a week or two after the incident. And you know, he had been licking it, but I didn't really see any difference in his normal activity. But when he walked across the top of the stove, he'll go on across the stove, and then sometimes he'll sit down there. And this was the burner that was hot. And strangely, I don't know how or if that's even really what happened, but I feel like he got up here and somehow he sat down, but his feet didn't touch the part that was hot. I don't know how that's possible because this is a big burner, as you can see. And his nipple hit the burner somehow. Like he sat there and he was on there long enough for it to burn him. And when I noticed that he had come across the stove and then he kind of made a noise and jumped down real fast, which he normally doesn't do. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that burner's hot. I started checking his paws, and he doesn't really let me look at his paws, but they weren't burnt. So everything seemed to be okay. She's trying to play with Aria's tail. I'll be glad when her hair grows back on her tail so that Mama and Hope will stop attacking it like it's a toy. But I think that's what happened because he had this ring, almost a perfect circle, and then his nipple in the center had a sore on it. And so the ring it was a ring all the way around almost, and then right on his nipple and maybe around the edge of his nipple had some scabbing. And when I used a black light on it, what's called a wood light, it looks for fungus, it was glowing. And I thought, oh, great, he has ringworm. So I contacted the vet, and I sent him a picture, and they said, yeah, it looks like ringworm, but you need to bring him in so we can be for sure. Well, but then they tell me, well, it doesn't typically look like ringworm does. So I was a little bit upset with them that they had me come in when they actually didn't think it was ringworm in the first place, but they wanted to charge me that money. So originally they wanted to start treatment, and it would have cost me about $1,500 for all three cats to be to be treated, and it only gets treated by a pill or a lime dip, which happens to be, the vet doesn't do that one, and then they have to go in several times for it, and it's a lot more pricey. So I was like, they're not going to take a pill from me. There's no way I can pill them. They won't let me. There's no way. I don't know what I'll do if they ever need to be on a pill for illness or something. I don't know how I'm going to get them to take the pill. Look at my plant is growing some buds. Yay, my orchid. But anyway, so I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do if I have to pill them, because they're not going to let me pill them. They are very difficult kitties. They're not like your average. Maybe most kitties aren't like this, that most kitties are just like them and very difficult to deal with giving them medication, and mine are typical, or they're not typical. I don't know which. I really don't know. I haven't been around a ton of cats, and I haven't talked to a ton of cat people on how their cats act, but a few that I have talked to are like, oh, mine are so sweet, and I've been able to give them pills and blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't work that way for me. So anyway, I took them in, and this is the video I was trying to get earlier. I took them in and I had them all seen, but they only charged me to look at Hope. What they did with the girls is they just weighed them. They made me bring all 3 of them in and they just weighed them to see how much they weigh. And they are steadily losing weight, which is a little, they said maybe you need to pull back on the dieting and you don't have to give them the diet anymore. Just kind of let them gain a little bit of weight back, which is fine with me because I don't really like them to be too skinny. I know she looks fat, but that's her hair. She is very thin compared to what she's normally is. She's 10 pounds, which is, I don't want her to get any smaller than that. She has hyperthyroid, which is a condition that can make them lose a lot of weight and then eventually they die. So I don't want that happening to her. But anyway, so we went in, oh my poor boy, they pulled hair and skin off of the nipple that was, had the burns on it, which I think they were burns now that I think about it. The vet said it didn't look like ringworm at the time that I took them in, but she said, why don't we just be on the sure side and send it in for testing? And I'm like, yeah, you're going to make money. Instead of telling me, no, this ain't ringworm, just go home, you're fine. None of the other kids had any other sores. I had nothing. I had some itchy stuff on my head, but I found out it was the new shampoo I was using that I had an allergic reaction to. So this was going to be a short video, and now it's like 12 minutes. But anyway, so they took the testing, $200 just to send that little bit of skin and hair to the lab, and to look at him and say, no, we don't think he has ringworm. It really was absolutely outrageously expensive. And I'm losing it here because I'm financially so strapped. Hardship galore for me right now. But anyway, no ringworm. Test came back negative. I don't know why I said it like that. Test came back negative, which by the time I had stopped being so scared of him having ringworm and thought about it, I'm like, yeah, I don't think he has it because the girls didn't have anything. He only had one spot. And by the time I took him to the vet, it was healing. It was starting to heal, which with ringworm, untreated, it will not heal. It will only get worse and fester and spread all over the entire body on a cat. And it's pretty contagious, very, very contagious actually. And like she said, I haven't been around any other animals to get my cats infected. They haven't been around any other animals and they don't go outside. And she said the only way that they could get it is to be with another animal for a long period of time, sleeping with them in their bed, being with them all day, every day. It couldn't happen in a small exposure of me going outside and an animal has it outside and I've pet the animal and then come in and gave it to my cats. It won't work that way. Or I got it on my feet and brought it in the apartment. It doesn't work that way. It's so much more hard to get. Let's put it that way. So if she would have just told me all of that, I would have went home and not spent that money, but instead they want money out of me. So they're like doctors in a sense where they want to take your money every time they get a chance. They've gotten so much money out of me in the last 3 months. It's not even funny. $3,000, just to let you know, $3,000. And I'm paying monthly payments on that. But, it's like that's $3,000 that is got more to it because it has interest on it. So it's like almost $4,000 by the time I get done paying it all off. If I can pay it off sooner, great, but I don't think I can because I live on a very, very strict income and it's disability and it is nothing. And so, it was rough, but no ringworm. He's fine. He's just losing weight, and that is another scare for me. And I just got to be calm and bump up his food and see if I can get his weight to come back up. If he continues to lose weight, then I have to get him in for a second round of blood tests because I've already had his blood tests done, and they supposedly did the full panel blood test and charged me for it and said he was perfectly fine. Now, if they did not do the full panel blood tests in May, like they were supposed to, then I will be really upset if I find out there's something wrong with him that they did not catch at that time. Because they're like, well, he could get sick overnight. And I'm like, no, he had his blood test in May, and you guys should have found if there was something wrong. Because they're asking me why he's losing weight so much. And I'm like, I had him on a diet, but I've had him on a diet for 2 years. So it shouldn't be coming off so rapidly, you know. A little nerve-wracking. But anyway, so that's the deal right now. Mama, I think, is starting to finally gain some weight back because I felt like she was smaller than 10 pounds at some point. But it could be the hair making it look like she's gaining weight back. And I have a scale here, so I have a way of weighing these guys. But anyway, so that's the update on the kids, and I appreciate you watching. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for being a part of my channel. If you are subscribers, I love you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing. I don't get paid. I'm not monetized, but it gives me a little uplift to know that people are out there actually interested in my content. And I just want to thank you so much. Give this video a thumbs up, a comment, and subscribe if you want to. You don't have to. And I just want to let you know that I love you and Jesus loves you. And until the next video, bye-bye.